Wow, that is the voice of Kurt Cobain. That's a recording of Nirvana playing Lithium live at the Westward Club in Calgary 34 years ago. At least that's what Nirvana enthusiast Mike Jenkins believes he's finally found. Yeah, I mean, we were just sort of gazing at each other while that recording played. What a thing.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear it. And I lived right near the Westward Club for about 14 months, and well, where it used to be, it's now a daycare center and a bakery. Okay. I walked past thinking, wow, I'd really like to get that recording one day and figure that out.
So, like, how hard was it to track down this recording, and how did you finally get in touch with it?
Sure. Well, I went to the Calgary Collectors Show a couple of weekends ago, and I decided to make a little flyer to take along with me, just because it's a little bit hard to make a conversation about I want this tape of a specific show back in 1991. So I used that as a conversation starter and talked to some of the vendors there. And I came across one stall that was the archive of Legs Larry Smith, who used to run a record store in Calgary called The Attic. And apparently he was known for having some of this more underground material. And it came packaged with a beautiful letter that he'd written about how he got the recording and how he had stashed it away for all these years and how he hung out with the band afterwards. And, it couldn't have been packaged any better, really.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing he makes note of, and when we were listening to it, you said, "Oh, it's rough, but it's good." Mm-hmm. It's possibly a recording of a recording kind of thing.
We think it's an audience recording. We think it may be incomplete. So it sounds like someone kind of tried to jam everything on one side of a tape because it's missing the banter in between. It fades out. So there's probably a more complete tape out there. So if anyone listening has that, we'd love to hear from you.
No kidding. So, yeah, I mean, imagine the banter. Like, how confident are you that recording that you have and that we played a little bit of is, in fact, that 1991 show at the Westward Club?
So, I guess I'm part of a group of probably the nerdiest Nirvana people in the world. And we're pretty obsessive about this stuff. And we've compared it to other tapes and other shows around that time period. It tracks exactly, so performances of songs that made it onto the Nevermind album. There's early performances there that are completely unique. So, once the full recording is out there, you'll hear that for yourself.
Well, I love this community of the nerdiest Nirvana fans in the world that you're part of. So that recording we played of Lithium, which you shared with us, you chose that off this whole, I was going to say mixtape, but off this whole recording. Why'd you choose that?
I really wanted to give the start of the show because they come on stage and Chris, the bassist, says, "We're Nirvana," and then they just burst into the song. But there's a bunch of digital noise or tape noise around that point. But I chose Lithium because that's a song that was a hit on Nevermind. And this is a version that landed right between when they recorded like an early version a few months earlier with their old drummer, and now this recording with Dave Grohl, their drummer that they'd only played about 14 shows with at this point, and then Dave Grohl recorded it in the studio at Sound City in LA once they got their recording contract. So I think it's a good little document of that time period, and So.
What do you hear? Okay, so 3-person band, Chris Novoselic, Dave Grohl, and of course Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
They haven't yet blown up, but on the other hand, I mean, they're touring. There's obviously, there's an energy that I hear in that recording. Like, what do you see as that snapshot in time in what compared to what Nirvana became?
I think when I think back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony, I think Michael Stipe said it best. It's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
You can really hear that tension building and that intensity of Nirvana. And I think that's why I guess so many people were so interested in Nirvana because they were such an intense band and it ended so quickly. Everybody kind of wanted a piece of it. So
Yeah. Okay, so you've got your piece. You've got your recording.
my little contribution to the community. That's what I'm thinking of it as.
Yeah, and you're sharing it like it's now it's out
Yeah.
there, which is really something meaningful. We have to go, but I want to give you the last chance. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but you figure somebody has the full recording with the banter and all that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's definitely more out there. I think anyone that's got the, went to a concert and recorded, like those cassettes, they're valuable. So dig them up and get them out.
Yeah. Now, if people want to hear your recording, can they do that somewhere?
Not yet. I'm talking with the Calgary Cassette Preservation Society right now. We're going to try to organize a little celebration for this.
Okay.
So,
let us know when that is.
we'll do.
All right. Well, thanks a million for coming in and for
No
sharing
worries.
what you have. I really appreciate it.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.